We stayed mainly dry here in central Kentucky, but the folks out in eastern Kentucky are picking up on a little wintry mix and even some snowflakes flying down there. I'll have the latest.
Police have a new warning tonight for Kentucky drivers who text behind the wheel how a new police operation is targeting them.
A new Islamic Center could be coming to a Lexington neighborhood, but some people living nearby say they have some concerns about the plan.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening to you. Icy roads could be a problem again tomorrow morning, especially across parts of eastern Kentucky. A winter weather advisory has been issued for that part of the state.
So we begin tonight with meteorologist Jim Caldwell, and Jim shows us what he's tracking right now on the First Alert Defender. Jim?
And Defender is always a great tool to track weather situations going on across parts of Kentucky. Tonight, what we're seeing, it's so very fine, light, and not very thick at all, that it's hard to even see. But we have been getting numerous reports from eastern Kentucky of light glazings of ice showing up throughout the entire area. A little more organized moisture making a run through just over the Virginia state line, and some of that has started to creep into southeastern Kentucky as well. Up here in Lexington, which is right there behind the Defender, we're fine. It's been dry for us all night long. But down there, seeing little pockets of moisture here and there, and you'll see a little pink here, a little spot there, and in between some of those larger areas as well. So far tonight, that's mainly been the issue with some of that freezing drizzle that's been showing up throughout the evening hours. So slick conditions, a good bet as we go into the early morning tomorrow. Winter weather advisory in effect for all of the counties highlighted here in blue. Some freezing drizzle, we've been seeing that. A few flakes, yeah, you bet it. So this will make the commute tomorrow morning slick with already several closings in that area because of this icing. We'll take a closer look at all of this coming up for you here in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Jim, and check the bottom of your screen for the latest closings and delays. And remember, for updated closings and delays and weather information, just go to our website, WKYT.com. They say it's becoming a huge problem on Kentucky roads, and it's putting lives in danger. So now, state police have launched a new operation targeting distracted drivers.
They hope Operation Raid will convince drivers to put down the phone and keep their eyes on the road. Tonight, Jordan Valines rode along with police as they looked for distracted drivers in Franklin County. It's our top story at 11.
Chances are many of us have been guilty of distracted driving at one point or another, and because of this problem, Kentucky State Police are cracking down on distracted drivers through their Operation Raid initiative. Travel the roadways as much as state troopers do.
I probably average driving about 200 miles a day.
And you're sure to spot several examples.
Hey, how we doing today, ma'am?
Of distracted driving.
I've actually seen people reading a newspaper driving down the road.
Trooper Brian Smith took us for a ride along Tuesday, and in less than an hour's time,
For that, you'll notice that he is driving on the rumble strip.
2 people were pulled over for driving dangerously.
When I came up behind you, you were traveling off the side of the roadway for an extended period of time.
These situations,
You were a little too close to him to begin with. Then you swerve around and go around at 86 miles an hour, okay?
case and point of how prominent dangerous driving is on our roadways.
456 George Edward. Right.
And now state troopers hope that putting Operation Raid in place will help reduce aggressive, impaired, and distracted driving.
It's oftentimes the unfortunate result of a bad accident that takes someone's life before someone realizes the graveness of their decisions.
The Operation Raid initiative will remain in effect until January 24th. In Frankfort, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Operation Raid is a Kentucky State Police initiative program coordinated with the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety. We're tracking a crime alert here in Lexington tonight. Police are looking for 2 men who robbed an auto parts store. It happened just before 8:30 tonight at an Advanced Auto Parts on Versailles Road. Police say 2 masked men walked into the store and pulled out knives and ordered all of the employees to the floor. Police say the men stole some money out of the register and then ran off. No one was injured. Police were not able to get a good description of the robbers.
Hundreds of tips have all come up empty. So tonight, police are again pleading for help, finding the people responsible for killing a Central Kentucky police officer. Investigators say Bardstown police officer Jason Ellis was ambushed along the Bluegrass Parkway in May of 2013. And despite all the tips, leads, and a huge reward being offered, police have not made any arrests in the case.
Someone has information that will lead us to the person or persons responsible. If that person will just come forward, if not for the right thing, do it for $185,000.
Now, that's the reward so far. Some investigators believe more than one person was involved in that murder. State police say they are still actively working with the FBI and the ATF on this case. They say they've even traveled to many jails and prisons in Kentucky and surrounding states for possible leads. 2 years ago today, police say a mother and daughter were killed inside their Perry County home, and police have still not made any arrests in that case. Investigators say that Sandra K. Melton and her daughter Susie Melton were found dead inside a burning home. At first, police didn't suspect foul play, but autopsies show the deaths were not caused by the fire. Now, police say both victims were murdered. Family members are now offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to an arrest.
A new Islamic community center could be coming to a Lexington neighborhood, but some people who live there say they're worried about it. The Islamic Center of Lexington wants to build on Armstrong Mill Road near Appian Way. Tonight, people living in the neighborhood met to talk about the proposal and share their concerns. Garrett Weimer has this story.
So they're going to open the street.
Joseph Pilla has lived on Merman Drive for more than 30 years. It's a dead-end street that backs up to the potential community center site. Pilla's worried about an increase in traffic on his quiet street.
We already have a lot of problem with traffic getting out of here. With this, we will have a lot of people going by, and they're going to create a traffic problem.
The site plan shows a 3-story community center with a 200-space parking lot.
We are not building right now an Islamic Center where people come to it, 5 times a day.
Mahmoud Shalash is the president of the Islamic Center of Lexington. He addressed neighbors' concerns at a meeting for those who live in the area. Traffic is one of the main concerns that neighbors say they have about the possible Islamic Center being built on Armstrong Mill Road. But that's something that Mr. Salash says will not be a big problem.
When I first came to this country, I learned one statement: action speaks louder than words. And we want to come up here and show them the real Islam that really carries the love and courtesy and tolerance in our faith. And we want to treat our neighbors very good. We want to look after their interests.
In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Lexington's Board of Adjustment will hold a hearing on the conditional use permit application on January 30th.
A disturbing discovery in a Boyle County home. Now a mother and father are facing charges. The Boyle County Sheriff's Office arrested Jason and Angel Brees. Investigators say they found deplorable conditions inside the couple's home where they lived with their children. Both were charged with endangering the welfare of a minor. Deputies arrested the couple last night, but they were released from jail on bond this afternoon.
It looks like Lexington will not need an ordinance to regulate ride-sharing companies like Uber and Lyft. According to our news partners at the Lexington Herald-Leader, city attorneys say new regulations issued by the state are good enough. The state now requires ride-sharing companies to conduct criminal background checks on drivers, maintain insurance, and give city leaders a list of drivers. The Urban County Council had been debating if a ride-sharing ordinance was needed.
A grand jury has indicted an Ohio man who investigators say was plotting to kill House Speaker John Boehner.
Michael Hoyt has been charged with threatening to murder Boehner. Police say Hoyt was once a bartender at a country club near Cincinnati where Boehner is a member. Court records say Hoyt threatened to poison his drink or shoot him because he claimed that Boehner was mean to him at the country club. Court records also claim Hoyt claimed that Boehner was responsible for the Ebola virus. Hoyt was fired from his bartending job. He's being held under a court order for mental evaluation and treatment.
Some tense moments in Louisville tonight. A small plane had to make an emergency landing. The pilot of the twin-engine King plane noticed the plane's unsafe gear indicator was lit. So the plane had to land at Louisville International Airport. But airport leaders say the plane's landing gear malfunctioned, so the plane had to land on its belly. 8 people were on board the plane, but investigators say that no one was injured. They're not sure what caused the landing problem.
A woman accused of giving birth in her home and then putting the baby in a plastic bag will face a judge tomorrow. Cassandra Haney will be arraigned on attempted murder and evidence tampering charges in Clark County. Winchester police say Haney gave birth in a toilet. They say her roommate later heard the baby boy crying and then saw him in a bag and called for help. Police say the baby survived and is stable at a hospital.
2 weeks after doctors say a Clark County teenager died of meningitis, a benefit is being planned to help his family. 15-year-old Cole Hahn was a student at Clark County High. Friends say that they're holding the benefit to raise money for burial and funeral costs. The benefit will be Saturday afternoon from 1 to 6 at Justice Elementary School in Winchester. It will include food, music, and a silent auction.
The University of Kentucky has reached a settlement with a tobacco company over a trademark dispute. UK didn't like Lorillard calling its e-cigarette loyalty program Blue Nation. UK claimed it was too close to Big Blue Nation, which is often used to describe UK fans. So UK filed an opposition with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. But Lorillard leaders claim today they and UK agreed to a non-financial settlement that will allow both sides to continue using the slogans.
A new treatment being used by doctors at UK could help prevent seizures in people dealing with epilepsy. Doctors say they've had success with the NeuroPace RNS system. It's a brain implant designed to reduce both the severity and the frequency of seizures in patients. Doctors say the implant detects abnormal brain signals and provides stimulation to prevent seizures from happening. An Eastern Kentucky woman was the first patient in Kentucky to have the device implanted. She says before, seizures kept her housebound.
It's just amazing how this device is. I mean, it was a struggle, and it was a long road.
Doctors say this was the first treatment that was successful in stopping her seizures. She's now able to get out of the house more often, so life-changing for her.
Incredible technology.